Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live, and it's Wednesday, so you know what that means here at the Wrestling for Life Network. We bring you AEW Dynamite live stream tonight. Lots to talk about, lots to get into. Remember, no spoilers. I don't know what's going on, and we're going to talk about it, but so much wrestling in the IWC, so much to talk about, so much news, so much rumors, and we're going to be here for all of it, folks. So make sure you get in that chat, hit like, hit share, hit subscribe, and be a friend, tell a friend, but also strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream as we bring you AEW Dynamite tonight. As always, Wednesday, the day of hope. We hope there's going to be a whole lot of goodness. We hope there's going to be excitement. We hope there's going to be a good show as we are in the go-home show for Forbidden Door, and we got lots to talk about. The wrestling world is a buzz, and it is crazy right now. As so much going on, but unfortunately for AEW, if you scroll through a lot of social media, lots and lots of talk about deals and ESPN and NBC and WWE and what it all means and what it's going to look like. So it's going to be a crazy time. We will talk all about it. We will break down a whole bunch of stuff, but we got a lot of wrestling ahead. I have a feeling it's going to be a big night here in AEW. I think they're going to pull out a lot of stops as they are in Glasgow, Scotland, going back to where my family resides and came from. So I'm looking forward to this one. Yes, I saw someone ask if it's taped. It is taped, so make sure, no spoilers. Don't share anything. We are watching it for the first time as I'm getting the end of Amazing Race Canada. But it's going to be a good one here tonight. We are going to break it all down. Get in that chat. Again, don't be quiet. Don't be shy. Let us know how you're feeling. Let us know what's on your mind. And we're going to get into all of it. We're going to give you as much information as we can. And we're looking forward to it as we got crazy times coming up on this channel. But if you don't know out there what you should know, I am Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, the face that runs the place. Just so happens to be here and ready to go. I see that chat blowing up. Remember, I want triple digits hanging out with me tonight. So be there, get your friends, bring them over, and we will be talking about all the fun stuff in wrestling. For those who haven't heard, WrestlePalooza, ESPN's first PLE, will be September 20th. Now, if that date sounds familiar, that's the same date as AEW All Out in Toronto, and my God, has it caused a stir. It's trending across the world. WrestlePalooza is a trending thing on X right now, on a day where there's a lot of talk about Forbidden Door and where we're going with it. WWE has definitely found a way to take the headlines away, and a lot of people talking about it. John Cena is going to be the headliner. The thought is it's going to be Brock Lesnar. Brock apparently scheduled for a couple SmackDowns leading into the 20th of September, but now it's going to go mono a mono. The counter programming is alive and well, head to head. I like it. Of course, folks, do not forget, we will be here live. We're always here live. We will have 2 streams up. We'll have all the shows you need to watch, and we'll keep you abreast of it all. So we'll get a very good show by show comparable as of right now are scheduled to be on at the about same time. So it's going to be a hell of a night, a hell of a situation. I know fans are mad, and maybe I'll save this for a little bit. I do have some advice and such for some of the fans out there, and as you know, Wednesdays are very known for their ranty vibes, and I get into some things, but tonight I'm optimistic. Like I said, they are abreast. There's a lot going on here with this show, so I am looking forward to it as we are about 9 minutes away. I am going to say hello to that chat. As you know, I'm always a little bit behind, but I will get there. Make sure you use the super chat, super stickers. Make sure you stand out. Top 3 from last night. Spaz, Kevin, Damian. Let's go. Make sure you get in there. The more you say, the more points you get. The more points you get, the more likely you are to end up on the leaderboard. So be there for that. But for those who don't know, Daniel Bryan, special guest commentator tonight. I don't know what that means as far as I know it means he's going to be on commentary. I don't know if this means it's going to bleed into something. Is Bryan getting back in the ring? Is there something that's going to happen? I don't know. I'm very optimistic. We'll see. I like Daniel Bryan. So we'll see how this shapes up. We're going to get a face-to-face between Moxley and Ospreay. Again, this has been a bit of a clusterfuck. I know the Death Riders took Ospreay out and da-da-da-da. I just feel like Ospreay is destined for so much more in this company. And I don't know where we're going with this. And I know it's leading to the cage match that all got kind of thrown together with people that weren't even seen on TV. I know. Some fans just overlook that kind of shit. Edge and Christian are going to sit down with Tony Schiavone, so we'll get that. I gave my opinions on that last week. We will talk more about it this week. As far as I think they kind of fumbled how to put these guys back together. There was a very big opportunity for a big moment, and I don't think they did it very well. And the fact that they're going to team up to take on Nick Wayne and Kip first, to me, is a bad play. But that's just my humble opinion. Adam Page, we're going to hear from Hangman. Adam Page, your champion. What will he have to say heading in towards what happened with MJF last week? What's going to happen going into Forbidden Door? So we'll see what is on his mind as well. And then, of course, FTR are going to take on Brodito. The winner will go on to Forbidden Door and be fighting the Hurt Syndicate. We didn't see them last week, so very interesting how this will play out. A lot of people, I mean, it's going to be crazy. Does FTR go into Forbidden Door? Do they win the titles? And then is it a tag team title match that takes place in Toronto? Edge and Christian, FTR, AEW World Tag Titles? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what that means. Athena and Mercedes Moné teaming up against Toni Storm and Alex Windsor, everyone's new favorite. And then we do have a trios match. Death Rider is going to take on Tanahashi, who got thrown into shit for Forbidden Door. And then, of course, Jet Speed as well. Sorry, folks. Dem pasties. But yes, the very interesting trios match. We will see what goes here. So I don't know if it's 2 separate segments or if one's going to bleed into the other. We'll see how it goes. But again, we're looking at the fact that Mox is going to have a face-to-face with Ospreay or get called out by Ospreay, but also have a match. So we'll see how they program that. Now, again, for those who are just tuning in, no spoilers. The show is coming. The show is coming from Scotland. They taped Dynamite and Collision in Scotland at the Hydro Arena. I always wondered, you got the O2 in England, you got the Hydro. Is that the H2O when you put them together? I don't know if that was on purpose. But yes, they're in Scotland heading towards their big Forbidden Door. Rumor is they're gearing up. It's been a lot of excitement. Saw some videos of the fans loading into the building. I saw one post of like AEW fans line up, and that's what happens at anything, whether it's a concert, like fans line up. If you have tickets, you're going to buy it. And they did well. They sold a good amount of tickets, so we're pretty excited about it. Beyond that, folks, go get your Wrestling for Life Network merch. The merch store is in the process of being revamped. We got a whole bunch of new items coming out for the fall, so go check that out. Join the WFU. Use the hashtag WFU on all your wrestling posts, and go from there. And then, of course, don't forget Sunday. We are here at 11 a.m. That's right. Breakfast with the boys, brunch with the boys, call it what you will. But we are here at 11 a.m. We're staying all day long. We're not going anywhere. We're just going to hang around. And it's going to be a jam-packed day, another mega marathon. And when I tell people out there that nobody does it like us, it's fact. It is just not us saying it because we like to flex. It is just how it is. Nobody does it on the level that we do it, and we love doing it, and we love bringing it to you. So hopefully everyone out there is feeling good. As always, hope. We got excitement. We are optimistic. But speaking of hopeful people and optimism, let me get to the chat. I do know there's a bunch of people already kicking in there. So let me talk to the people and see how everyone's doing. But I do remember, what's up, Kevin? How are we doing tonight? Let's go. Joshy Wrestling. Let's go. Very excited for the show. Good to see you, Josh. Thank you for being here. Remember, no spoilers. Said that multiple times. Kevin, we got you. I watch it on Sling TV when I desperately want to watch it. Yes, no spoilers tonight. And we got ESPN, WWE, PLE's news to talk about. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about this more as we go along. I mean, it's crazy right now, but ESPN is taking over. We knew that. We talked about it. There's a deal. They also signed a new deal with Peacock. So Peacock is going to get the 4 shows. Saturday Main Event is going to shift over to Peacock. There's also potential rumors of other taped content going to Peacock as well. Peacock's going to, I believe, hold on to the SmackDown library. But as of next month, where are all the dirt sheets? Where are all these reporters? Where's Sappy? Where's Dave? Who called this? Who predicted it? Nobody. Nobody was on the inside because they don't really have any sources. They just say they do. But here it is as far as, we're going to do WrestlePalooza. You guys can let me know how you feel about the name. We made fun of it. It's so bad it might be a little bit good. Homage to an old ECW pay-per-view. But yes, we're getting WrestlePalooza September 20th. The rumor is it's going to be John Cena, Brock Lesnar on his one of his final dates as he heads towards Saturday Night Main Event, which will be, as I mentioned, on Peacock. We are getting those shows. Where is it? November 1st, December 13th. The next 2 Saturday Night Main Events. December 13th will be John Cena's retirement match. And again, you guys can give me your 2 cents. But a lot of talk about this. A lot of people trying to figure it out. I know a lot of people mad about the idea of $29.99, but trying to understand that it's more than just for the wrestling and such. But we'll break that all down. Keep it going in the chat. Dennis, how we doing? Wednesdays with KJ. KJ ranting coming in about 30 minutes after Dynamite starts. Well, we haven't got there yet, so I'm still in a good mood, Dennis. Dinner's in the belly. Life's good. Vitamins are smoking nicely. Life is great, and we're happy. We're optimistic. I want this to be a fun show. It's going to be really good for me as a fan to see AEW in front of a big building. 17,000 people, I believe, are going to the show tonight. I might have made that number up, but it's in there. They filled the building. I'm excited for it. And again, a lot of people talking about a lot of different things. I saw some fans going on about, the anniversary of CM Punk and AEW and how all that worked out. And I can't believe he hit Jack Perry. Get over it. It was 2 years ago. Looking forward to Mercedes versus Athena versus Tony and Alex Windsor. It's funny, Damien, because I thought we already got this. I had to look back in my notes and go, okay, no. But good match to set up the pay-per-view. I'm fine with this. We'll see how that goes, as I'm super behind as we are 1 minute away. Derry Benny, how you doing? Mega, welcome back. Eric Isaac, how you doing, buddy? Wrestling God, Joshua, how are you? Cherokee George, Damien, Sean Reed back in the house. I will swing back. Saffit's with us. Cooper's with us. Folks, if you know anybody, go get some friends and hang out on Twitch. We are very close to becoming affiliated and a partner, and we just need a couple weird things to happen. So go over there and hang out there for a while. That's awesome. Wednesday night rants with KJ, MDB. The Knee Pad Patrol is on the loose tonight as we are getting the violence warning that we get here in Canada. The show is about to begin. And once again, please no spoilers. I'm going to react as it happens, and we'll see where it goes from there. What's up, Mega? Welcome back, sir. Elroy, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. As I got the crowd shot, if you want to dial in with me right now, and the fans are ready to go. The Scottish crowd seems pretty ruckus to kick this one off tonight. And here comes Bryan Danielson. All right. Knee pads on the loose. What's up, Ken? How are you, buddy? Elroy, we got you. MDB. How many segments? We'll see. It all depends on what we do. And the other thing we got to talk about tonight is Jericho. We got to talk more Jericho. This shit's getting so interesting with Jericho. I don't buy a lot of it until I see it in this day and age. I said for a long time Jericho would never leave AEW, but how quick this fan base, that again, AEW fans are great. Wrestling fans are great. The sickos are fucking toxic and horrible. They're the ones out there still posting about Punk beating up Jack Perry and it was assault. Oh, shut up. Such bitches. But at the end of the day, there's so much going on. That underbelly just makes everything so toxic. And the minute someone even sniffs about, like, Jericho hasn't come out and said, I want to go back. Jericho hasn't said, I can't wait to be in WWE. Nothing. Somebody put out a rumor. Oh, Jericho's contract's up in December. He's going back to the Fed. And they all went, fuck that guy. Well, your loyalty sucks. Like, your fan base is turned on podcasters. Your fan base is turned on wrestlers. Anybody that leaves the company, they want to buy everyone else's. Tony should get this person and this person and this person. But the first idea that maybe somebody goes the other way, that shit, they suck. We never liked them. Fuck them. They're horrible. They're gross. What the fuck, people? You don't work there. I don't know why some people take this shit so personal. But here comes William Ospreay, the heart and soul of AEW. Grossly underbooked, but I love him. And let's get him out here. Crowd is loud in Glasgow. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Saturday night's main event is going to be on Peacock, not NBC. That is true. So Peacock getting that is going to help. And again, Peacock has worked out a multi-year deal for special shows and such. So WWE keeps doing WWE things. And again, when you're at the top of the mountain and you're making moves, people are going to hate you no matter what you do. And that has become the case. Like, the more that certain people bellyache about it, the worse they look and the less ground they have. Just, oh, it's so shit. It just keeps getting bigger. It just keeps getting better. It's like watching the first place team just continue to rack up W's, but you're so bitter. Oh, they suck. They're terrible. But they just keep racking them up. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. And we'll get to Will Ospreay. But my advice for anyone out there, if you love AEW and you hate WWE, which hate is such a strong word for a show, right? But if you are that fucking committed to the cause, if you drank all the Meltzer Kool-Aid, which is a little bit salty and thick, according to Alvarez, but that's a different story. But if you have drank the Kool-Aid, stop tweeting about WWE. Stop watching WWE. Stop talking about it. No sell the shit out of them. Your whole dedication to your pages should be dedicated to how amazing AEW is within factual confines. Those out there that want to fucking run around and just make shit up, well, that's on you, because, again, you expose yourself for being unintelligent, for a lack of a better term, but you just don't get what you're doing when you make shit up. You have no credibility. My advice to AEW fans out there is no sell the fuck out of WWE. Do it, because fans are spending so much. Look, today's a perfect example. There was more AEW fans out there shitting on what's happening in the WWE than talking about all the amazing stuff that is happening in AEW. Just food for thought, folks. But Will Ospreay's got a mic. What's up, Mega? The mic is a little funky. Anyone think the mic sounds a little bit like, or is it just because the building's empty? Like, not full. Competition is great in wrestling business. I love competition. I love it. I love the back and forth. I love the nitpickiness of it. I've been very clear about this. I have no problem with AEW. People know that about me. My biggest issue is this weird pocket of people. They all follow each other. They block out everybody else that has an opinion. They don't want to hear shit. You can offer them facts. They'll try and use like Google AI to be like, look. It's bad. It's bad look. It's a bad look. Competition in wrestling is a good thing. I do not want AEW to go away. But more of their fans, those fans, and more of this business, focus on them. Who gives a fuck what the dub does? Do you? If they want to counter book you, well, then you book the best possible shows leading up. As Ospreay drops down about sausage rolls, which I do love sausage rolls. A Scotch sausage, okay. Okay, so there you go. Big moment for sausage rolls. Hashtag sausage rolls. But if you look on social media right now, again, things like WWE and what they're doing with ESPN and such, that shit is trending. Dynamite's not trending, or at least it wasn't earlier today. Forbidden Door is not trending. This is your opportunity of Tony and everyone else to build really good shows leading into Forbidden Door and put on the best Forbidden Door, All Out that you can possibly put on. Do that. And if you do that, then it doesn't matter because your fans are happy. But it's this whole thing of the insecurity of some of these people, mostly men, lonely guys by what it seems like, that just can't help but bitch and bellyache and bitch. And like, we are going to prove that this show's the best by pulling that show down. But that show has way too many W's for you guys to do it. It doesn't work. You're losing the battle. Your numbers are dwindling. You're getting beat up every week. And you just keep coming back for more. Maybe just no sell it. No sell it. Stop tweeting about it. Because every time you think that your competition really gives a fuck that you're out there whining and crying, they don't. They want the engagement. So the more that you hashtag WWE on anything, even if you're bitching and complaining, it's more engagement. It's more clicks. It's more viewers. And they love it. They're scooping it up. Hate them all you want as long as you're going to keep watching. It's time to figure out a better plan, guys. What's up, Anthony? What's up, Garrett? How you doing? Big One, welcome back. Richard, welcome back. I think Forbidden Door stays at 9 matches with everything else going on the pre-show. I don't know yet. KJ's optimistic to start Wednesday's show again. What the fuck? Ospreay didn't get cleared for Forbidden Door? I can't. Okay. It's so funny. My captioning is actually giving me another language because of the way Ospreay talks. So Ospreay is out of Forbidden Door. Wait, why is this all on you? It's not AEW's fault. This is so fucking stupid. And I'm disappointed because I'm such an Ospreay fan. So when TK goes to Ospreay, he doesn't wrestle. Yeah. Ospreay will not be at Forbidden Door. I have Max and Cable, Pirate if necessary. That's right. I got that poll up. 61% of everybody's watching on cable, according to the chat. Almost 75 votes. That's a decent amount. HBO Max 20%, Pirate 8, and 11% don't watch it. So there you go. I'm just curious because this whole thing about the Max numbers, Nick and I have both had debates with people out there, other content creators, people that just, like I said, they guzzle that Meltzer juice and they love it all over their face and they can't help it. And they just, everything he says is gospel. Even if you outright prove them wrong, they know, but somebody said it. So, I mean, again, the Max number thing is crazy. And it's always the people who are just enjoy the wrestling that want to talk about the ratings the most. So I don't know. You can't really fucking win, can you? Okay. So he said, okay, so is he going to be there? As here come the Death Riders. I like that line. Before they take the scalpel to me, I'm going to take a pound of flesh from Moxley. ABJ, what's up? Bernard, what's up? I am a little bit confused at the moment. So is Ospreay not cleared or cleared? Because the graphic said he's in. He made it sound like he still wants to fight. But I don't understand. I'm a little Ospreay. You did not have both. Again, I just assumed you'd watch one or the other, sir. Jay Boy, welcome back. Mega got you. Klaatu. Let's go. AW pay-per-views aren't worth $50. Some are, some aren't. And I do think that's one of the things that get really tricky is that, you know, a lot of the people like throwing rocks of like, oh, look at the WWE robbing everybody. Costs $500 a year to watch AEW pay-per-views. Just food for thought. again, don't be a hypocrite. Oh, but our shows are worth it. Not to everybody. Mega Glasgow, Scotland. Yes. Nick Picky. Yes, I like it. Where is AEW at? Glasgow. We just answered that. Over on Twitch. Let's go. Our poopy doo-doo heads. Again, I hate it because there are WWE fans that are crazy. It's like anything that you can join that doesn't require like some type of membership or some type of entrance exam, you're going to get a few idiots that hang around. And WWE's fan base has their select gross people. It just feels like maybe because there's less AEW fans, the concentration of the sickos, and maybe because we've whittled down to just the sickos, there's literally accounts out there that just can't help but spew misinformation. But and I said this today to another a wrestling friend. It's like they need it. They need it to be true. Even if it's not true, even if all the evidence says otherwise, they need it. Somehow they need it. It's all they got in their life, and it has to be true. As I got Ospreay face to face with Moxley, Johnny, KJ, I used to listen to JD from New York. I didn't stop listening to him because what he said about AEW. No, I stopped listening to him because he was talking about my friend Pablo. Pablo is a good dude. I don't know who Pablo is. But again, you listen to whoever you want. People listen to us. People don't listen to us. Not everyone's cup of tea. I hate to say this, but I have been public about my opinions on JD. JD probably doesn't even know I exist, but more clips I hear from JD about AEW, he's not wrong about a lot of things lately. And I got to call a spade, or else you guys, will question my integrity. When he says things like the booking is bad, the shows are boring, he's not wrong. As, here comes Tanahashi. As it looks like the trios match is going to kick off. Really sloppy end of that segment, guys. Really messy. I don't know what they're like. What did we accomplish there? And that wasn't Tanahashi. Here's Tanahashi. Who the fuck was the first guy? This is all over the place. Lads and lassies. Right? Let's go. This crowd is hot. Yeah, they feel good. Tanahashi doing a power walk because he can't run because he's old as fuck. Nice drop kick, though. Basement. He's limping. He hasn't even started wrestling. Back elbow. Big crossbody. Let's go. I had to catch like 40-minute flight from London to Glasgow. Whoa, is my bruv. Oh, I had to go on an airplane. He hates flying. That's the issue. What's up, Kyle? Wrestle Rants, always a pleasure. Paul, good to see you. AEW has fair weather fans. They don't like the wrestlers. They just like that it's not WWE. That's the perfect way to put it. And I did kind of get this feeling a lot over the last few days, watching the Chris Jericho stuff, it's literally about Tony Khan and the company. And to me, that's not a recipe for success. It's not. I saw somebody post like the guy who saved wrestling. What the fuck are we doing? The best promoter and booker in the world. Let's just be real, guys. It's all right. He's new. He's learning. He sucks, but he's learning. And he's got bad people in his ear. AEW Go Home Show is in Glasgow, and we're kicking things off with the American Dream. Let's go. So I'm not positive. And I'm trying to catch up, maybe because I'm talking a lot. Oh, my God. It's Tanahashi. KJ is having fun. Yeah. I'd rather see Yoshi. I'm an AEW fan, and I watch it for the wrestlers. Blanket statement don't work. Yeah, but I mean, again, I think I can't say that every time I give my opinion of not everybody. I've said that several times. So, again, I think a lot of the fans, I think you might be the exception to the rule. Tanahashi has declined sharply in the last 2 years. Again, Tanahashi, Okada, Ishii, Suzuki, they aren't what they used to be. The G1 this year, record lows. And people don't want to talk about it. Tony Khan pillaged New Japan. Everyone talks about the big bad Fed. Tony Khan crippled Ring of Honor and then bought it when it had nothing left. He crippled New Japan, and nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about it. I am all ears. Why is he shoving his moves out further? They need to be on the walk to the ring. I don't know what moves you're talking about this time. KJ screaming. I ain't screaming. I ain't screaming yet. Tanahashi power walked. Yeah, that's it. Oh, Tanahashi's moves. Thank you, Boston. That's funny. As Marina's outside, she getting kicked out. And we're into a trios match. That opening segment was clunky. And the lot, like, he came out and talked about, what's up, Michael? He talked about sausage rolls, which are fucking awesome, but I didn't get it. And then he said he couldn't go at Forbidden Door. It's not his fault. It's not AEW's fault. It's his fault. So will it be 4-on-4 at Forbidden Door? Ospreay's back. Oh, and he gets rid of Marina. Hello. I like that. That's a good spot. Tony Khan has got a lot of free passes from 2019 to 2022. The cracks started forming before All In 2023, but after the CM Punk footage, people saw Tony Khan differently. I saw a post, and I don't like talking about this shit too much, but somebody literally posted the footage of CM Punk and said 2 years ago is when he assaulted Jack Perry and he threatened Tony Khan. Bro, tell me you're a bitch without telling me you're a bitch. That's it right there. And then doubles down with the idea that, yeah, like Triple H is booking him. He looks like a joke. CM Punk is living his best life. And the whole CM Punk saga was one of the worst things that ever happened to AEW because they couldn't turn it into money, because they weren't mature enough or professional enough to get it into the ring and make it work. And whether the fans in AEW believe this or not, or the fans of AEW, I understand it's hard sometimes, but the reality is this, and we said it while it was happening. Nick and I talked about it, where we just almost got like Punk, Young Bucks fatigue. I didn't care who was right, who was wrong, who was bad, who was good. I was just sick of talking about it. But Punk leaving took a massive chunk of your fan base, and you've never got it back. Ever got it back. Ever. Get my Jericho ready. That's crazy. What else we got? Folks, if I missed something you said and you really want me to talk about it, send it again or use the super chats. You can't even write. You can barely walk. Where the hell is Ospreay tonight and how many people will come in? Well, Ospreay opened the show with a promo. Can someone confirm with me, like fact checkers out there, is he in or out of Forbidden Door? And am I a moron for not knowing right now? I felt like he said he's not cleared. Did he say he's not cleared, but I'm going to go anyway? What did I miss? Did Punk take more fans with him than Cody? I think so, Jose. And I remember at the time when it all went down, because we do what we do and we're so involved in the social media and seeing people's reaction, it turned the fan base on themselves, because there was diehard AEW fans that loved Punk. There was diehard AEW fans that hated Punk. And it really caused a divide. And at the end of the day, CM Punk, Phil Brooks, whether you love him, hate him, whatever, or in between, he is undeniably one of the biggest needle movers in the business. He sells tickets, he sells merch. And right now, every clip you ever see of Punk, he's smiling, he's happy, he's working with young people. Everyone's got glowing things to say about him, unless you're Matt Riddle, but fuck Matt Riddle. Punk, people want to keep spinning this narrative of he's a cancer and he's a pussy and da-da-da-da. Well, one person moved on, is very happy. And it seems like other people haven't moved on and they don't seem nearly as successful or nearly as happy. So whether you love him or hate him, he wins. And he really, that whole situation, Cody, I think, because a lot of the fan base could take or leave Cody at the time. it was up in the air. But some, oh, we like Cody. Cody went over there. That's really cool. But Punk really caused a rift. The Bucks were clearly at fault. Punk is a hothead. Oh, I mean, again, everybody could have handled it better. Punk's not innocent. I've said that for 2 years. Punk is not innocent. He could have let Jack Perry walk by. You're getting ready for a big match with Samoa Joe. You know what? Don't say shit to the kid. No, sell it. Let the kid go back, high five his buddies. Did you see Cry Me a River? Wasn't I cool? Let him do it. When you get back to the States, then you deal with it. There's ways to handle shit. Punk did not help. However, others would have done worse than Punk. As we are back to the action, I did not put a poll up for this one because it kind of started hot, and I should have done it, but I was talking to y'all. But let's just quickly put a poll up. Who wins? Death Riders, who are probably going to win. As Moxley does his famous rollout. Do y'all see that? I don't make this shit up, folks. Every time. Moxley loves rolling out so he can get to his feet. It's like he struggles to get up. I don't know if it's bad knees, bad back. He rolls out constantly. All right, there you go. That's as much as you're getting from me on that one. All right, let's get back to this chat. I love AEW's chaotic match style. Sometimes they go completely overboard, but the majority of the time I'm enjoying the in-ring action. AEW's problem is compelling stories. I would agree with that in a lot of ways, but I also think that too many people have default to that argument of the better wrestling is in AEW and we all know it, and the better stories are in WWE and we all know it. But I don't think WWE is getting enough credit for good matches that they put on, especially women's matches. I don't think anything that the AEW brings in the women's division or the tag team division, even though it's not, moonsault, even comes close. Flying clothesline from Brian Knight. I meant Kevin, by the way. Back to one, everybody. That one's for you, MDB. But down goes Yuta. The chaos, I love the chaos. I love the excitement. I want them to feel grunge. I want them to feel alternative. I want them to feel different. But as much as we get good matches, we still get months of Moxley. Look, Moxley doing the back scratch thing again. We get these spots here. We get them all the time. We get the rinse and repeat of the death matches. As we get a triple neck breaker. We get the sloppy wrestling. They feel like amateurs trying to be pros, and the other company feels like pros a lot of ways. Big spots here. Oh, wait, we got company. Is that Triple H circa 95? You're the War Dogs. Okay, so random. The lack of booking, I would agree with. The compelling stories are a big issue. Stories that haven't worked, stories that have fallen apart. But in addition to that, I think for every 5-star Meltzer Jizz Fest match, you have to put up with 4 or 5 awful matches. That's how I feel. People just act like everything that goes on between the Bells and AEW is phenomenal, and I think that's not fair. I don't think it's accurate. I like CM Punk more now than I ever have. He looks like he's having the time of his life, and he is. Ospreay's back. Ospreay's got a body bag, a hefty bag. And then we get shit like this that just kind of takes me out of it. Down goes everybody. Tanahashi from the top. I'm surprised. And Wheeler takes a pin on a shitty splash. Who's in the bag? Who's in the bag? Is it Marina in the bag? He put Marina and they're just watching. They're not running up the ramp. They're just staring with a mean face. Oh, and here come the War Dogs. We literally have everybody in the ring right now. There is approximately 9 men. 8, 9. Yeah, maybe 9. Let's go. Yes, that's what it was said. Ashley, welcome. CM Unk represents us old folks. I love that. It's a little ironic. I'm part of the fan base that left with CM Punk, mostly because I was in the crowd for I feared for my life. What a joke. And here come the Bucks. Ospreay goes down. TK dropped the ball, having Punk quit AEW. I agree. Unsanctioned participant. We're up to 14 guys. 11, 12. Sorry, I lied. 13. Marina's 14. Can you breathe in that bag? Why is there so many people running in AEW matches everywhere? It's kind of their thing, Parliament. When you can, oh, it's Darby! It's Darby! And he just jumps on his back. Ospreay's up and throwing. So is Ospreay healthy? Someone help me understand the Ospreay thing. Why were the War Dogs here? Because they're friends with Gabe Kidd. Gabe Kidd's going to be in the cage match. Darby Allin. Oh, now we got Hobbs. Now we got the Hobbs. Like, this is, to me, where it's too much of a mess. And some fans are going to be like, this is so good, man. It was exciting. I don't find this good wrestling. So Ops is another 3. Does that mean we're up to 15? 16? Now they're fighting from one side to the other out the guardrails. Fans are on their feet. NIL's the future by design. Some entrants could have helped the segment. A couple, yeah. So Ospreay is healthy but doesn't want to wrestle. I don't know. Jose, I want to know. Like, he's not cleared medically, but he's cleared enough to take a super kick. I guess. This is a fucking mess. I'm going to start some of these comments. I'll get back to a couple of them. Will Hobbs needs a world champion? He needs a mid-card championship. To be honest, the belt situation in AEW needs cleaned up and organized. Oh, that's cool, Damien. Thank you for that. This should have been an ending of a show. Yeah. We have literally had Darby! Wow, Darby goes through everybody and hits the floor. Holy shit! And Ospreay, who might need neck surgery, is attending to Darby, who is trying to fucking end up next to him in the hospital bed. The crowd brawling with terrible camera work, lighting. It's hard to see. It's hard to follow. And I'm not being nitpicky, guys. I'm just struggling. Yeah, it's presentation though, bro. I mean, again, I hate that. Like, but it's still a mess. It's like I said, it's hard to follow. And when you book a multi-man match, I expect multi-people in it. When you book the opening of a show and you have all these people, so Ospreay's still going to be at Forbidden Door, right? Or are they just afraid to take him off the poster? So Moxley's down on the ground. The Death Riders are down on the ground. The War Dogs are down on the ground. And I guess the baby faces look good tonight. We're getting a jump spot. As now we are getting the graphic for Hangman and MJF. Ospreay is really trying to do shitty version of what Seth did. I don't know. How much is YouTube TV and VPN? Can we get PLE on Xfinity? I don't know. There is, if you go to our Discord, there's a link there that might help you with a VPN situation, which has been very beneficial to this channel and to Nick, Nick was the one that kind of brought it to my attention. So go check that out on Discord. But YouTube TV, I don't know, because we don't really have that where I am. And keep in mind, us international fans are kind of in the lucky because we get everything on Netflix. So all of it's on Netflix, except Saturday Night Main Event. So I'm kind of happy that it's moving away from NBC because it's easier for me to get it. The stage jump from Darby. Nobody caught him. What's up, KJ? Ospreay said he is not cleared, but he agreed to a non-sanctioned match for what it's worth. All right, thank you, Corey. I feel like that message wasn't delivered clearly or well. You can tell me if I'm wrong. No, KJ, he did a good job, but you were talking to the chat. I will accept that. So Ospreay said he's not cleared. Now, Ospreay came out and gave a speech a couple weeks ago that made it look like he was semi-retiring from wrestling. He was so down and out, so hurt, so in a bad way. And now he's here doing all this shit. I mean, how do we get Ospreay into this and make it believable and not, I hope he's okay. I wish the best for him. I'm hoping that him and the doctors have had a conversation, and I hope he's good. So Ospreay, because the match is non-sanctioned, lights out, and a cage. All right, got you. Match reminds me of my buddies and I getting drunk and wrestling around the barn. No idea what. Yeah, 100%, man. That video right there looked just like any social media video of a fucking brawl breaking out. And again, I don't mind run-ins. I don't mind group warfare, but get them in the ring. Do more action in the ring. I keep saying this about AEW, and I don't know why it's so hard. The ring is your stage. Can you do stuff away from the ring? Yes, I love it. But the ring is your stage. So your important shit's got to kind of happen there. There was just so many bodies. We had 16 people involved in the opening situation, which almost feels like how you should have gone off the air tonight. We'll see what they have planned. But doesn't that feel like that's how this show should have ended? Moxley all kerfuffled and the good guys all cheering. To me, that felt like the end of the show first. Let the bodies hit the floor. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, we are on a commercial break. I am trying to catch up to this amazing chat. Triple digits hanging out with me. Be a friend, tell a friend. Let's get this to 200. Let's go. Let's get it up. Pause. KJ, will tomorrow be a prediction show or we watch DNA? Tomorrow is a prediction show. All the stuff's down below, Kyle. But yeah, tomorrow will be your Forbidden Door and Heat Wave preview show, 8 p.m. live. We will be here for it. Friday, we got SmackDown at 2:30 p.m. We will go live. It is in Dublin. Everybody's over in Britain right now, or parts of it anyway. Yeah, 2:30 live. And then Sunday, we're here at 11 a.m. for Forbidden Door, and we're just going to stay around. We don't know when Forbidden Door ends, but we're just going to stick around, and we will bring you Heat Wave as well. Darby Allin versus Javon Evans. Okay, not bad. I'd rather see Kevin Knight versus Javon Evans if I had to pick. I don't understand the coffin drop as a move. Either do I. Realistically. And if somebody jumped at me with their back, I would just get out of the way. Samoa Joe has the best idea for that. To me, it's silly to have your back turned to your opponent while jumping off the top turnbuckle. Again, just a little bit of a flaw. Yes, Aaron Wolf is strong. He's good. He's a fast-paced worker. They just signed him, not that long ago? And you said he's debuting, which I didn't know. But trying to think where we've seen him, a world judo champion at the Summer Olympics. So we'll see. Kind of gives you Jeff Cobb vibes. Oh, there you go. Nick in the chat. YouTube is about 70, 80 a month. Jesus Christ. Here comes Adam Copeland. Well, I guess that was the face-to-face. The opening match. And, yeah, we got things checked off the list real quick. But here comes Cope. ESPN on Xfinity should be able to use your login to the ESPN app. And I do think if you don't watch any sports, you just watch wrestling, this ESPN thing's a bit of a bummer. But if you're a sports fan, like in Canada, we have to get TSN, which is the Canadian version of ESPN. We have Sports Center, just like you guys. But I have to get TSN to get the other channels that give me AEW. That's just the way it is. We also have Sportsnet here. Same idea. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's expensive. So the good news is if you pay $29.99 for the new ESPN app, you have access to a whole bunch of things. You're going to get football, basketball. You're going to get sprinkled in other shit, plus the wrestling. So Again, it all depends on your desires, folks. And there's ways to work around everything in this day and age. Ospreay lives 10 minutes away. Of course, he's going to be at Forbidden Door. Doesn't mean shit. Bro, I could not follow that TLC match. That shit was chaotic. I also can't follow this. This is also chaotic. Chaos does end, does bring in that kind of shit everywhere. I get it. And I thought it was crazy. It's just, I think where I kind of like throw my hands up is, why are the War Dogs here? Has that, we haven't seen the War Dogs in any other part of this buildup. So for them to just come running out, and for the message of what this moment was, I think you could have got me more excited about the pay-per-view if Ospreay offered a very heartfelt promo that explained, I'm not supposed to wrestle, but I'm going to do this anyway. Moxley comes out to confront him, and then you get in a bit of a brawl between the people that are going to be in the cage match, right? That's kind of how I would have done it. Or get into the triple threat with other members of the people who are going to be in the cage match at ringside. Focus on the people. But then you get the Ops, you get War Dogs, you get the Bucks. Well, the Bucks are probably are in it. So, but you get all these other extra moving parts that don't matter, right? Like, cut off a lot of these frills. We'll be fine. Here comes Christian Cage. Ashley, let's go. Can't wait to watch Heatwave. Blake Monroe has her first PLE match, and Javon versus Oba is going to be a banger. Heatwave's going to be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to being live for it. Again, another marathon brought to you by the Wrestling for Life Network. It's going to be a great time here at the channel. Dennis. Tony Khan wanted CM Punk. Then some of the locker room did everything they could to get him out of the company. He's right where he belongs, away from the children. I think a lot of it was jealousy. A lot of it was envy. And we've seen it. It's not just Punk. People are mad at Cody because when he was sitting down talking with Becky, and he said, if I told my life story right now, there would be a big chapter missing and hidden behind a wall. People get mad at the WWE. WWE's this. They're racist. They're sexist. They support, oh my God, they brought back Brock and da-da-da-da-da-da. And then they cheer for a company that has more NDAs per capita than any company that I can ever think of. Punk has an NDA. Jericho has NDAs. Fucking Cody has an NDA. These other talents that have left have NDAs. Kylie Ray has an NDA. Oh, wait. So Christian comes out heelish. Edge grabs the mic and says, knock it off. Really? You're going to be that guy? So it's not just a clear babyface turn yet for Christian. Jason, how you doing? How can AEW get saved by creative? 1, hire KG and Nick for the writing team. And 2, nobody cares about New Japan roster. 3, take Mox off television. I like all those ideas. You can do something with Mox, but the problem with Mox is he has a boss that's too much of a pussy to tell him to stop. Mox does what he wants, when he wants, how he wants. So you need Tony to get a pair of balls and be able to say, no, guys, we're not doing that. There has to be cohesion on the shows. Stop bringing in all these extra bodies from other companies. Book your women's division. Women's wrestling is very hot right now. Women's wrestling is very exciting right now. Tony gives us 1 match a week, and not enough people address it. Oh, we are like the best roster. They book 1 match a week. But the roster's really good. But you book 1 match a week. But. They don't want to deal with the facts. Doesn't make me a hater to point out I'm not getting enough of the AEW's women's division. I'm just not. Where's Deanna Purrazzo, Taya tonight? We never see them. Mr. Quake, good to see you. Stardust. There you go, J-Boy. Welcome back. An NDA is a non-disclosure agreement. Yeah, sorry if I didn't explain that. Non-disclosure agreement. So if Cody Rhodes wanted to tell us what happened behind the scenes in AEW, he is legally not allowed to. And that is one of the things I believe. There's a history here. We will let you leave, but sign this first, right? We'll let you out of your contract. We need you to sign this NDA. We don't want you talking about this company. We don't want you talking about what's happening. I think, and eventually it's all going to break down. We all know it. I mean, all you got to do is scroll through Netflix or Prime or any of them, and you see all these documentaries. Eventually, the dam will burst. Eventually, the stories will come out. But Tony has a history of making wrestlers and employees sign non-disclosure agreements so they can't tell the true story. And I think he knows why. I think he believes that if the truth comes out, it will really hurt AEW. If you learn about the antics and the behavior in the back room, it's going to hurt this company. And if not, then why not? If it's just this great, peaceful, happy place, it shouldn't be a big deal. By the way, Edge and Christian are going back and forth right now. As I said earlier, I do feel like they kind of fucked this up. I think you needed to set up Christian versus Nick Wayne. You ran the patriarchy for how long? A year and a half, 2 years? So how do you, you have that blow off. You have Nick Wayne fight Christian. And even if Christian beats Nick Wayne and then Nick Wayne and Kip and everybody jump on him, then Edge comes out to help. But their big return match after all this time shouldn't be Nick Wayne Kip at Forbidden Door. It should be FTR in Toronto. To me, that's a mistake by Tony Khan, not writing all of this well. And Christian goes for the handshake. Edge takes the handshake. Well. And we got Kip with a mic. We got Kip with Mama Wayne. Mama Wayne. There, I answered that. I have an NDA. I hate the Bucks. A lot of people do. Yep. Let's go. I hope they do the 5-second pose. Not tonight. That's what I mean. They're setting up this. It's a big deal that Edge and Christian are coming back. It's a big deal that they're getting back together. And they just did it poorly. As now Mama Wayne looking good. Cutting promos. Nick Wayne's got crutches at home. He's injured. The eyes closed. What are you talking about, Mom? McLovin cutting a promo. Do NDAs expire? Depends on contractually what is in it. I know Jim Cornette signed a fucking NDA with Tony Khan. Just that Tony didn't want people to know what him and Jim talked about. And see, what happens is it allows Tony Khan and Dave Meltzer and assholes like that to control the narrative. That's why. No, Jim, sign this NDA. I don't want anyone to know what I was thinking. Because he doesn't want to get exposed. Cody is allowed to talk about the rest, whatever he wants. Yeah, but then he could get sued. What he's hoping for, and what others have been able to do, is if you can get the other side, the holder of the NDA, to break first. Once they break the NDA, you're free to let it all out. To me, women's wrestling is the backbone of pro wrestling. They are just as important. I'm a big fan, Michael. Welcome back, by the way. Where's Deeb? Haven't seen Deeb in like a year. Last time I seen Serena Deeb, Britt Baker told her nobody cared. Apparently, they were right. Women's wrestling is important. We need more of it. Women's wrestling has been highly entertaining. Some of the best stories, some of the best angles, some of the best matches have come out of women's wrestling lately. Women's wrestling is at the forefront. And I know some people brag about AEW's women roster, and I would agree. We could sit here and list 10, 15 names of solid women's wrestlers. Two things. One, they need booked. Two, they need trained. You got to get them better. Sky Blue right now is somebody that has potential. The fans like her. What is this? Holy shit! What? Lucha's back! Wait, why? Why here? So is he a heel? Luchasaurus has risen! Oh, he's taking Nick Wayne's spot. Luchasaurus is back. Hey, listen, on a personal level, this is a great story. Forget the wrestling right now. This is a guy that had serious health issues. Shout out to Matt. Shout out to Lucha. It's great to see him. But there we go. Choke slam to Cope. Kip with the distraction on Christian. And now Christian, Luchasaurus face to face. Let's go. Big Luchasaurus chance. I wish they would have returned him as a baby face, though, just to get him some love. He turns his back on Christian for a second. Up goes Christian. Down goes Christian. Oh, trying to get his shit off. All right. Lucha's back. Technically, Cody's allowed. I got that one, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, Luchasaurus is in the building. How are we feeling about it? I left that poll up way too long. So, Luchasaurus is filling in for Nick Wayne. It will be Luchasaurus and Kip versus Edge and Christian. I stand on my previous statement. This is not the right return match for Edge and Christian. I don't like it. Nobody cares about Kip Sabian. But the big news, Luchasaurus is back. And for a man, but see, he's playing to the crowd right now. The baby faces are face down, and Lucha's getting cheered. We got Mark Briscoe running around. Oh, I'm going to kill you, son. Ladies and gentlemen, we go to commercial break. The show rolls on. The fun doesn't stop. How we doing out there? How we doing? It's really not a big deal. What isn't? Let me know. Passes my joint among the chat. Yay. I like it. Pass the Dutch heap on the left-hand side. Hits that motherfucker. Nick Wayne's mom has got it going on. She really does. Mother Wayne looking like she got two bald dudes in a headlock. Good God. I got them mama bombs. Nick Wayne's injured. Not surprised. Again, I still stand by it. Like, to me, the booking of what you should have done is built towards the breaking up of the patriarch. And that leaves Christian needing help. Edge fills in, but then you have issues with FTR as that friendship develops, or you rebuild that relationship. But the match, the first time, like right now, I heard someone else talking about this, but the Dudleys are going to take on the Hardys in this big return match, But after a long time away, and it's a big deal, one of the best tag teams to ever do it, arguably top 5, Edge and Christian, and their return match is kind of a job match. It's a collision match. That's unfortunate. That's bad booking. That's bad vision. Hashtag Nick Lovin. Nick Lovin. Yes. Can we we're making that a thing, Jose. Seth is a narcissist who thinks he's the good guy. It's different. Yes. Singing. I'm pumped about Luchasaurus. So for those who don't know, like, Luchasaurus legitimately collapsed. And he had I believe he had issues with his lungs, which I relate to. I was almost taken out by something like that. He serious health issues. But for him to come back is a great moment. I'm super pumped. I kind of wish he had come back to a little more, like, the crowd wants to cheer for him, but he's in a boo spot. Boo spot. Sometimes it's good to be in a boo spot. Kill Switch is looking yoked. I forgot we called him Kill Switch. Why do I need homework to enjoy AEW? Who is Luchasaurus? Jose? Let's go. Yeah, I mean, that's a valid argument. Jobbersaurus. Yeah, and it's like this big, cool story that Luchasaurus is back. And now he's going to go into a pay-per-view and take an L. Again, not the best booking. I think Tony Khan's second biggest problem as a booker is a lack of foresight. Like, he doesn't look far enough ahead. He's not a chess player. He's a checkers player. So, he sees what's right in front of him. Well, we could do this. And we should do this because we're in Scotland. We'll do this because we're in England. Yeah, but then what do you do? I don't know. I haven't thought about it. A good booker is a chess player that looks down the road. And I think that's what kind of, Tony steps on himself too often. But we come back from commercial break. I got Ricochet in the gates of agony. And here comes MJF. Who is on your women's version of Mount Rushmore? Klaatu, great question. I'm going to start that one and come back to it. Nick Wayne is boring. He is. He's a kid. He's literally a punk kid, and he's a good wrestler. We've been here a lot, Big Tony. We covered him in the J Cup. We covered him in GCW. An amazing talent. Him, Jordan Oliver, even guys like Cole Roderick and a younger generation of indie talent that was coming up. Big fans of those guys. Big fan of Nick Wayne. He's just in the wrong spot. It'd be like, you remember when Dom first came to the WWE? Dominic Mysterio was booked with his dad in a tag team for a long time as babyface. But instead of that, imagine they came in and Dom right away, this childlike boy that instantly goes into this is where they fuck up. Hold my thought. But they instantly put him in like the IC title picture or push him to the main event. Like he's in the wrong spot and it doesn't work. Now, again, remember I said Tony's a checkers player. He doesn't think 3 moves ahead. Who is FTR's biggest rivalry? Like, who have they built up for FTR to be fighting as of late? Let's be honest. Let's talk it. Let's break it down. And if there's any sickos in the chat or anybody that thinks I'm wrong, I want to hear it. But the reason why Edge needed Christian was FTR. Last week, Stokely had a match with Edge. We can all agree with that. Yes, KJ, that's what happened. I'm not making that up. You just have this segment. Edge, Christian, have a heart-to-heart, shake hands. Nick Wayne, Luchasaurus come out. But what is the next segment? FTR. Do you guys understand the flaw in that? Does anyone understand why that shouldn't be the case? And I know FTR, even if you did something subtle, like as Edge and Christian are coming up the rampway, that's when FTR's music hits and there's a stare down. So you plant that seed. But to have Edge and Christian involved in that segment, and then the very next thing we see is the guys that's the beef, that's the rivals come out. It's bad booking, it's bad writing, it's bad structure. Just my thoughts. Yeah, pretty much. But we are in the finals of the tag team tournament. FTR, who I think are going to win. By the way, where are the Hurt Syndicate, guys? Bro, Nito. Yeah, so again, I just broke down what I've been watching. Every week I tune into this show, and I'm watching Christian and Edge build, and there's a big issue with Stokely Hathaway and FTR. I'm watching it build. And then you can't have those segments like that. To me, that's the shit that hurts your show. Blame John Cena and Big Talk Roman Reigns for the fans cheering. Heels, baby faces are hated nowadays. It is harder now than ever to be a baby face. It's like people are so jaded. It's so hard. We tear our heroes down and we build up villains constantly, right? It's a backwards world nowadays. We prop up, internet stars and we pull down actual heroes. It's a fucking weird world we live in at times. It is very hard to be a babyface nowadays. But with the right booking, you can get there. FTR for the win. The poll is up, by the way. Get your votes in, folks. AEW needs a developmental program. They have to train their wrestlers. They have to train their wrestlers. I think in the beginning they had a built-in plan, and they should have done it, and they should have kept it. But that Cody with the Nightmare Factory, where you could go to the night, even if you wanted to be a ref or a commentator, you could go to the Nightmare Factory and work on all of that. It was all there. They did mini shows. They need that so bad. So bad. Because that's the point I was making earlier, right? Sky Blue is great. Or Nick Wayne's great or Kip's good. But if they don't get better, it doesn't help. Let's build up a story for months and get the fans hyped, and then shut it down at the drop of a hat. That's a sign. That's a sign of bad booking, and that's a sign of a lack of confidence. And I'm not letting the dub off the hook. They just did that with John Cena, where they made us buy in for 7 months and then said, we fucked up. Before Boston points out they do it too. Klaatu, who was on my women's Trish Stratus. I hate being put on the spot, but Trish Stratus, Charlotte Flair, Ashley with a $1 super chat. We love it, Ashley. We greatly appreciate you. Who else? I mean, do we have to put Moolah? Moolah's she's got some shade in her past. Mae Young, gave birth to a hand. Did she make it? Wendy Richter really didn't have a long enough career. Alondra Blaze might be a good show. The narrowing it down to 4 is tough. Because I know I'm going to miss a bunch of names. Becky, has had a phenomenal career, one of the best to ever do it. Even though I put Charlotte ahead of her. It's a good question. Give me some suggestions out there. I think I named 5. Brody's jacked and full of tats. Brody should be an absolute killer in this company. I've seen Brodito wrestle like 3 or 4 times now, and I haven't seen one backstage segment with them. Nope. It's 90s all over again. Pin MDB's comment. Don't tell me what to do, Jason. I'm just kidding. What did MDB say this time? Byron. And about Hangman, Adam Page, he needs a competitive championship reign. You just got to put him in shit that people care about. And I think to be a babyface nowadays, you really have to push them and stack the odds against them. You want to see somebody overcome shit. If it's just a guy that's like, I think that's what happens with Cody too much. He wins. He's so polished. He's so clean. And then he just feels, and people just struggle cheering with he's more of an overdog than an underdog. So you got to put him behind the 8 ball as much as possible. FTR will be new tag team champions at Forbidden Door. Now, the question, Damian, is does that have anything to do with these rumors about backstage issues? 60% going FTR. I think that's what happens here. FTR wins. FTR goes to All Out and faces Edge and Christian for the tag titles. With the tag as tag champions. AEW Power Plant, facts. AEW finally given the tag team division some shine with the tag team tournament, but the makeshift team makes it all the way to the final. Don't love that. But Bandito and Brody are fun together. Oh, there's the Hurt Syndicate. We haven't seen them in a hot minute. Yeah, I agree. Like somebody tried to tell me, oh, well, they're building the like doing a tournament doesn't exactly build the story of the division. It's a good start, though. They at least are being used. As Dax puts a chair in the ring, the ref throws it out. Dax throws another chair in the ring. The ref throws that one out. What the fuck are we doing? If FTR wrestles the Hurts, then Christian Cope, won't be at Forbidden Door. No, well, it won't be because Christian and Cope are going to fight Kip and Luchasaurus. And then this is where I think they fucked up. FTR seems to be Tony's favorite. Up and down, up and down. It's your personal Mount Rushmore. Yeah, I think I hit some big names. I hate it. Gail Kim's a good one, though I don't feel like she did enough overall. Behind the scenes maybe. I'm kind of there. China, I don't know. See, I thought China was I don't really put her in the upper echelon of women's wrestlers. I don't know. Maybe that's unfair to her. Can you try and get an interview with Taylor Wilde and see what she's up to lately and ask her, will she be able to come back to TNA? Actually, it's funny because I have mutual friends with Taylor. Would love to sit down and talk with Taylor. Now, Taylor has her own thing, so she might not be too obliged, but we can always try. We're always trying. We're always trying, Michael. So the best thing is if you message her and tell her to come here. No, I'm just kidding. But we're working on more. We just had PCO. We had Mark Ramundi, and we have some other things in the hopper. Trish, China, Bianca, and Asuka. Yeah, I think it's too soon for Bianca, though she will be there. Asuka is close, but not quite. I mean, Mickey's a good shout too. Does Mickey make the top 4? FTR wins and gets a chance with his hands up. As Brody drops Bandito onto Dax. The Hurt Business has some backstage heat with certain members of the backstage locker room. Some people have denied that. We don't know. How AEW tonight? I'm at work. AEW's been not bad. Not bad. I've chaotic, messy to start the show. We transition into a good match here. Oh, as Stokely punches Brody, a lot of sloppiness. Why? I don't know. KJ, has AEW been worse as the years go by? I feel like they peaked, and I feel like Tony had the first couple years really mapped out, and it went well. And then I think Tony ran out of that. He also, I feel like when Tony really started signing a lot of WWE free agents, it muddied the waters because there's talent that we really want to see pushed that didn't get pushed. It got sloppy, and they started signing everybody, and it really hurt the product. And then the biggest downfall was for Tony, and not his fault, but Vince McMahon went away, and everybody wanted to see Tony Khan kick the shit out of Vince McMahon, like business-wise. We all wanted AEW to be better than WWE. We didn't like what Vince was doing. Oh, Brody's bleeding. Dax has a mic, and we go to commercial. Not a lot of picture-in-picture for me tonight. Are y'all getting picture-in-picture out there? I feel like 2023 ended poorly for AEW. I felt like 2024 was really bad, but I do think that 2025 has been better than 2024. Now, I saw somebody that, AEW is killing WWE in 2025. That's just not true. Now, as a fan, being subjective, you might think that. You might feel that, and that's fine. That's fine. You're allowed. If you enjoy that more than you don't, that's great. To me, I think the problem gets into where the fans are so insecure, you have to like what they like. But ultimately, for me, they peaked in 2022, had a good start to 2023, fell off by the end of 2023. 2024 was a mess. Not my favorite year for AEW. 2025 has been better, and some things there's hope for AEW in 2025. Tony Khan, for the most part, now recently he's proving me wrong, but Tony Khan has been quieter. He's been more focused, seemingly. He just needs to get control of the company. I think that the chaos we see on camera every week on Dynamite or Collision, the chaos that we see in the tag matches, the chaos that kind of comes with the production flaws and flubs, the chaos that the show feels like it is, which is a good thing. I also feel like that's the environment backstage. It's chaotic. Everybody wants their 2 minutes. Everybody wants to be, I know Sappy out there hates the word creative control, but you have a boss that says yes to everything. Therefore, everybody gets their way. There's no cohesion on the show. Things aren't threaded properly. You're not building well enough. Feuds build the division. I agree. So what you do is if you have a tournament, what you can do with a tournament is, say somebody lost last round, they can be mad at Brodito for beating them and then go back after them. And that's the start of your feud. You can use tournaments to build your feuds, but you want feuds. The tournaments don't do shit because they come and go, right? They're a bottle rocket. Oh, and it's gone. What you need is a slow burn. And that's the hard part about the storytelling is patience. The question becomes, if Tony starts telling better stories, will the fan base get bored? Or have they trained the AEW fan base to just look for the chaos, just look for the the big spots, the burning tables, the blow torches. China didn't want to take bumps or drop the IC title when she won it. China shouldn't. I mean, again, China's booking, and it was a different time. Again, kind of one of a kind, one of one. And that's where, like, she doesn't really fit into the wrestler category. She doesn't quite totally fit into the manager valet category. She was something unique. And don't get me wrong, her impact on why is, like, Brody's bleeding all over the place, guys. Seems so weird for a match in the middle of a Dynamite to have this happening. But we get the tag to Bandito. Dax is in. But yeah, I mean, again, no disrespect, especially to someone who's passed. I just, when it comes to being a female wrestler, and people talk, well, she beat some guys and she's the first woman in a Royal Rumble. It just, the gimmick word is where I agree with you, sir. TK, stop hiring wrestlers. You've got way too many as it is, several just sitting at home. I would agree. Same thing I said about when they went to Collision and Rampage, and I would have loved to see Tony have a really, really good Dynamite and then go to Rampage and then have a really, really good Rampage and then go, okay, we got 2 really good shows. Maybe we do a third. But I feel like Tony, you know what it's like. Like, Tony feels like this every day because he's a billionaire, but it's like on payday. Your paycheck hits the bank account and you just buck wild. You're just making it rain all fucking day long. And that's what Tony felt like. Like, buy me a show, buy me an arena, buy me wrestlers, like, just fucking chucking it out. But the problem was, the more money Tony spent, the more shit he invested, and the more things he brought in, the more things he had to manage. And that's Tony's biggest problem as the guy running a company, is he cannot manage. TK's problem got humbled, or his dad told him to pipe down. It was a bad look. And I said this earlier tonight. My recommendation to all the sickos out there, if you are a diehard AEW fan, stop giving WWE free press. Stop giving WWE free advertising. Do you know how many times I'll go to X or Instagram or wherever, and it will actually be somebody on the AEW side of things being like, oh, I can't believe WWE's doing this. And that's how I found out they were doing whatever it was. Stop. No sell. Because the more you whine and cry, Nick Khan, Triple H, the creative team, the upper management over in WWE, they're not going, oh my God, there's people upset. They are laughing at you. The more you tweet about, same thing with CM Punk. The more people tweet about what a fucking piece of garbage he is, the happier he is to keep working. The happier he is to keep having success. Because that is the best revenge, is just keeping successful. And that's kind of what we've done here is, through all the ups and downs, we just keep being successful, keep pushing the button, keep pushing the gas down. And they think it's hilarious. Oh my God, do you see all these posts? Dude, we were fucking, this guy said this. They think it's fucking hilarious. And they know they are running Ripshaw. Today, this is the go-home show for Forbidden Door. They're in Scotland. A lot of excitement. Luchasaurus came back tonight. We're setting up a big pay-per-view on the weekend. And 90% of the posts I saw wrestling-related were about WrestlePalooza. Fans on WWE were pumped. The AEW fans were pissed. But that's what was trending. Forbidden Door's not trending. Dynamite's not trending. None of this is trending. AEW is getting worked out, but part of the problem is the AEW core audience is trying so hard to validate their favorite wrestling, they're putting over the other company by accident. Think about it, folks. Think about it. Brody equals big, unstoppable, big guy. Time to eat a pin. Yeah. As this match continues, it's been a pretty good match. Ups and downs. I feel like Dax and Cash are much like they don't feel as sharp as they once did. As Dax and Bandito up on the top, big chop, returns fire, back at him. It feels rushed and unorganized sometimes. That's kind of, yeah, That's kind of how it feels. And that's how I feel like the whole company is. I mean, am I wrong? Am I the only one that thinks that? What was this one? How do you feel about part-time champions, Tommy Dreamer? Part-time champions, Tommy Dreamer is our indie champion, and I don't like it. I think you got to be at every show, and he hasn't had a match since April. I don't mind it at all, Johnny. And listen, I know from a fan standpoint, but when I grew up, when the champion was on TV, it was a big fucking deal. There was weeks or months that you would see, you might get like a pre-tape, you might get a vignette, you might get a little bit of something that happened at a live show, but the main event talent are that. And I think you like having Hangman Adam Page, for example, he wins a death match at All In. And then he's in a match on Wednesday. Then he's in a match on the next Wednesday. Your champion shouldn't feel just like every other guy. When the champ is there, it's a big fucking deal. So now there's a line, but I don't think the champ should be there every week. Nope. It's a privilege for my presence. All right. Match rolls on. How we doing out there, folks? How you feeling out there? Make sure you hit that like button. I got a bunch of people hanging out with me right now as we are over 90 people. If you haven't hit that, we got 103 likes. So we got more likes than people. So make sure you hit that like button and take this link, share it anywhere you talk about wrestling, whether it's Discord, Reddit, Facebook. I don't care where. Take our link. Tell your friends. Come watch the best live stream, the best live reaction in the business, and join us today. Old time wrestling didn't have overruns. Tony Khan, are you listening? Well, yes, you're right. Old time wrestling didn't have overruns. And when you did have an overrun in like the 90s, when overruns became a thing, and I feel like they more became a thing, because in old wrestling in the 80s, 70s, wrestling shows would end. And actually, the next week when you would tune in, they would go back and show you a replay. This is what you missed last week. But the overruns, the weird thing for me with Tony Khan is the overrun has become an additional segment, opposed to the word like overrunning means you were running and you overran. Right? Not you were running, you stopped, and then started running again after the fact. That's the disconnect for me, is if you're going to have a commercial and then have entrances during an overrun and start a match in an overrun, that's fucking asinine. If I was the cable company, no, get out of here. You get cut off like the CW network. Hey, BJ, Trish Stratus, Diva of the Decade, facts. Fight me, please, any day. Menemi Teoto, AJW, okay. Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks, WWE, Barriers, first woman to hold the IC title. China broke barriers. I got you. I'm blended. There is a ton of women I would put ahead of Mercedes. I mean, again, this is yours, and that's fine. Teoto, I mean, again, if you were a fan and you kind of watched JW or New Japan or even if you watched some of the Southern wrestling like Luchas and such, it's going to change your perception. So I give you that. China's a tough one, and I agree with you. Like, there's merit to your argument with her. Paige can be there for interviews or vignettes and less matches. Yes, absolutely, Anthony. AEW tries to do vignettes and they come across like high school acting. Yes. Again, it's like, and I mean, I think in early days, MDB, we gave it a lot of leeway because it was new and exciting, but a lot of things, it was like, well, they're learning. They're trying to figure this out. I think some of the fans, and I've talked to other people. I have a brother who doesn't watch AEW anymore. He hasn't watched AEW in a year. My other brother kind of dabbles, but he not the way he used to. And it was because it never, like, you just kept waiting for it by year 5. Like, as we get now, like 6, 7, like how many, like at what point, like, will you still be using the same excuses of like, they're only 10 years old, guys. WWE's been around for decades. Like, at some point, you got to get better at what you do. TK trying to make overruns a thing. Yeah, it's so weird. And it's always builds that FOMO when they leave, do that. I can't believe I missed that last week. Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Brody King on fire right now. Still covered in absolute crimson mask. Cash breaking up the pin attempt. Bonus coverage. Yeah. Not it's just so weirdly done. And again, people are going, oh, that's so nitpicky, KJ. So what? How can you complain about getting more wrestling? Because it's got to make sense. The same thing with booking 15 matches every show, every pay-per-view, and telling me every match was great. It's not. That's because TK wants to inflate his ratings by including the people who are waiting for the next show to start. Yeah, but it's actually turned out to hurt him as Bandito flies through the air. Pretty fun match. How we feeling? Travis Scott seen at the Performance Center earlier today. Fuck and off. You're kidding, right? Let's go. Travis feeling all the heat. Oh, fucking Jelly making me look bad. I better get in there. Everybody talking shit about me. They need to do more practice. What's up, Andre? Awesome stream. Thank you, Michael. We appreciate your love. Bandito with the kick. Dax is down. Bandito's, what's he doing? Oh, Bandito's got to fix or change his mask mid-match. Rocking those DX colors here tonight. Give Corny unlimited blood pressure meds and a couple mil here to book, right? The problem is, Ken, that's the thing. Two. Bandito gets a near fall. The thing is, you could bring in any expert you want. Jim Cornette, even though I don't believe that Jim Cornette is the answer in 2025. If you wanted a really good studio show that resembled the 80s wrestling, Jim's your guy. I think there's too much in the modern wrestling he doesn't like or doesn't believe is valid, right? You can't minimize the women in nowadays. Yeah, and there's no reason to, because they're just as athletic and entertaining as the men. He dismisses them all together with one big swoop. That's not fair, right? The only women that Jim talk about are the ones that he thinks are quote unquote bangable. He doesn't really give much love to the women outside of that. Brody with a chokehold on Wheeler. Two, deep two. But that becomes the biggest dilemma. Bully Ray offered to help the booking he said publicly, I will book for free, because Bully does get the psychology of wrestling. You got guys in the building like Jerry Lynn. I just don't believe Tony listens to them. And I think that even on places where Tony doesn't think that somebody has a good idea, he's not strong enough of a man to say no to people. Too many people in AEW get to do whatever they want. When the inmates run the asylum, things don't go so well. Trish, Moolah, Charlotte, Mickey. Yeah. Anthony, that's pretty fucking spot on. I could be swayed. I think Lita's close. Would you take Lita or Mickey? That's a tough debate. I think overall, if you look at the bigger picture, Mickey accomplished so much as a wrestler. And one of her best runs were 2 years ago. Another two. This is getting really good, folks. Brody's been out of the match for the last 8 minutes. KJ Page will return to it. Probably. Everybody always circles around. My fear with Triple H and his booking lately is he going to the old folk too much? John Cena's retirement turn. If we get a time limit draw, I'm going to be disappointed. They tried the Shatter Machine on Brody. He's just clubbing away. It's been a good match. Shatter Machine. But Bandito's right there. He's fine. Bandito springs into action. No tag. Those are the things I wish they'd do better. I don't like the lack of tagging. Maybe Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch has had a great career. I always find it hard to again. I find it hard to acknowledge someone's career prior to it being done, right? So that's where it gets a little tricky. Like Trish, Lita, Mickey, Moolah. We can talk about those ladies. Beth Phoenix. 2 on the Bulldog. But my fear with Triple H lately is we bring back Brock. We brought back Nikki Bella. Are we going to bring back Paige? Are we going to bring back, Jericho? I don't want Jericho back. What have we done? Like, we got all this good young talent. Use them. I don't want Nikki Bella. I don't give a fuck about Nikki Bella. Give me any one of the women on the main roster or NXT roster or even in Evolve over Nikki Bella right now. And again, no offense, but time moves on. Like, fuck, I love Wendell Clark. For those who don't know, he was one of the best Maple Leafs that ever played for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I love that guy. I don't want him coming back and playing for the Leafs in 2025. Like, we moved on. Oh, Brody's back. That was a bit of a botchy pounce on the apron. Chokehold. Triple H has learned from Vince, of course, he was going to develop some bad habits. Facts. Right? But he's also got a team that's got to be able to talk to him and make sure. And we've seen them make mistakes. Right? Don't get it twisted. Like, I know my buddy Boston in the chat's pointed out a couple times of like, but WWE ... I mean, again, just because I'm watching this today and saying, oh, I can't believe they're doing this, doesn't mean WWE never makes mistakes. I don't feel that way. By the way, shout out to Ron Killings. The man's in the top 10. Getting love on his White Album. Becky Lynch, first woman to headline WrestleMania and carry the division. Facts. Bandito with a moonsault. This is a hell of a match. I would book for free. Not only that, Byron, I would be a ghostwriter. Like, I don't need any credit, Tony. I will work behind the scenes. I'll never even go near the building. We'll do it via phone call. But I would do it for free and take no credit. We won't tell anybody. I'll sign an NDA. Oh, shit. Nice reversal. Dax doesn't realize. Up he goes. Super kick. Oh, silly string. Up and over. Nice. Oh, Wheeler kind of tried to do the buckshot. Made it through, but gets. He's going to try it again. This time Dax is in the way. This is getting interesting. Shatter machine. Get the win. Get the pin. Get the pin. Get the pin. Get the pin. Ref, what are you waiting for? You dumb fuck. The ref delayed. Is the ref on the take? No, he's just bad at his job. Another kick out. MB, we waiting for your comedy tour. Let's go, bro. How much you all think it would cost for Tony Khan to let someone else book one show? Yeah, right? How do you proposition a man that has all the money? How did Brody get busted open on the outside? I think he got hit with a chair. Now we're setting up a table. Why are we setting up a table? 30 seconds. We're going to get a time limit draw. Chicken shit booking. So we're going to get a triple threat to protect everybody. That's what I think is about to happen. I called this about 20 minutes ago. Crossbody. Brody misses. Yeah, Damien. Gail Kim elevated the women's 100%. Oh! And we get a time limit draw. How do you feel about that? The crowd's on their feet. That was a great match. Chaos, shit everywhere, but I feel like the time limit draw is a bit chicken shit booking. As now Bandito goes for it and gets it's over. Why are we still going? What? Bandito didn't hear the bell? We all heard the bell. Was that spot supposed to happen earlier? A draw in a tournament is bullshit. A draw in a tournament's a bad look. Tony Khan on the spot makes it official. Triple threat. Here we go. Forbidden Door. It's this way. FTR is going to win the belts at Forbidden Door, but then the Hurt Syndicate doesn't have to take a pin because they don't want to listen to Tony anymore. Yeah, this is just to protect everybody. And here come the Hurt Syndicate. We hurt people. A draw in the finals of a tournament is shit booking. 100% facts. You stop everyone from getting over. And then what's going to happen at Forbidden Door? Brodino. People are liking Brodito. People are enjoying them. But they're about to take a fucking pin, and then we won't see them ever again. Checkers, not chess. 0-1-1, bad booking. Yeah. Chicken shit booking. I like that, MDB. You start putting those emojis on posts. AEW do too many draws. I would agree with that. And the sad part was, it was a fucking great match. This feels indie. Well, yeah, that's what this show does. And I mean that like it's funny. This show feels indie. It does. But I'm okay with it being like a super indie. Jacked up indie. Okay, so we get this standoff between the three teams that will now be in the, and again, this is where Tony Khan doesn't have the authority or the, I know it doesn't have the personality to sit everybody in a room and say, we're going to have a match at Forbidden Door. The Hurt Syndicate are going to lose to FTR, and we're going to build FTR towards Copeland and Christian. Right? Everyone's trying to protect their ego. Everyone's trying to protect their what they do, and it's hurting this company. And I said this a long time ago. When we talked about the Punk stuff and when we talked about how that went down. We can talk about bad booking. We can talk about bad decision making. We can talk about botches or unorganized or whatever it is. We can talk about a lot of different things when it comes to what is good and bad about a wrestling show. But ultimately for me, as right now they're hyping up Okada Swerve. My issue with where the fuck was I going with that? My issue is you can talk about all that thing, but at the end of the day, the biggest downfall, the biggest problem in AEW, similar to, as my buddy Nick likes to spell out, WCW, is the egos, right? The whole thing with Young Bucks and Punk, if you could have got them in the ring and turned it into money, but the egos, and you protect guys, and you have this select bubble of people that seem to be special, and it's killed this company. It holds this company back. Letting Moxley do whatever he wants, letting Sasha do whatever she wants, letting the Bucks do whatever they want, letting talent run the show kills your show, because you're never going to make everybody happy. And if you're not willing to break a fucking few eggs, you're never getting an omelet. Tough shit. It's really difficult to tell if you are a fan of wrestling or not. Klaatu, extreme sarcasm. Thank you, buddy. I was like about to jump on that one. Really? For all these hours, I haven't convinced you yet. I see a Forbidden Door and I want to paint it. Can we paint it shut? When Lita cheated on Hardy with Edge, Vince made money on it. Exactly. Edge and Matt Hardy were able to get in the ring and let it pay off in the ring. Do you understand how crazy that is? Like, imagine you could have turned it into Punk versus Jack Perry, like Punk versus the Bucks, or Punk and friends versus the Bucks and Jack Perry versus the Elite. What if you could have turned it into like Punk, just, even Tony is with the Bucks. There were so many things they could have done. It just ended up being meh. FTR, when they first got to the company, the Bucks dodged them like a fucking, like, they gave them what they needed to give them, but they didn't want to give them too much. And that's why we played hot potato with the tag team division. And then when the Bucks were done with the tag team division, they killed it. They have killed the tag team division. Dennis, AEW needs trainers, bookers, writers. They do have talent, just need TK to just sit and enjoy the show and let others run it. Listen, man, Tony has all the money in the world. His daddy helped him get a beautiful, I still want to know who the owners are, but we'll get into that some other time. Tony could just sit back and put people in place, delegate, oversee, and approve. That's all he needs to do. Delegate, oversee, approve. That's all he has to do. And he'd get all the credit for all the success. And he's still the guy that made it happen. But Tony is so hell-bent on proving that he's the best booker that ever lived, that he's the best wrestling mind that ever came along, that his internet friends used to tell him, you're really good at this. He is so convinced he can do it. He is going to do it for better or for worse, period. There will be no deviation. For better or for worse, Tony is the captain. And I mean, that's his right. It's his car. It's his ship. If he wants to drive the Titanic into the fucking iceberg, that's his prerogative. But my God, he could do so much better. And here comes Hangman. Well, there we go. Drop your trousers. I like it. I like it. What's up, billionaire idiot? Wow. Okay. Welcome. Tony built a monster. He needs to let go and let someone else help grow it. Yeah, man. I mean, Tony has done amazing, incredible things. And I know sometimes when we get very focused on the weekly shows, it gets lost. But let me be clear. Tony brought wrestling back for me. Tony brought wrestling into a new place at a time when wrestling was boring as fuck. Wrestling sucked. Vince McMahon sucked. The whole situation sucked. WWE was so hard to get excited about in any way, shape, or form. I barely watched it. Stepped away. I couldn't do it. Once in a while, I'd throw it on. What are they doing now? Okay, this is lame. This is all lame. Why? Okay. The 50-50 booking, the stop and start bullshit, the not making things make sense. Everything's kind of got this weird kind of like PG kiddie vibe to it. It's not what I wanted, not what I look for in a wrestling show. It sucked. Tony Khan brought something new. Without Tony Khan, we don't get that. And a lot of things transpired because Tony Khan made that move. He didn't have to do that. He could have stuck to football and soccer and done all the other shit that he does, but he decided he wanted to chase this passion. What I'm baffled by is if you are going to be this passionate and bring it, then do your best, learn, grow, be better. But he's got guys like Meltzer telling him he's doing phenomenal. And again, I don't know how to fix that. But Tony's employed hundreds on hundreds and hundreds of people. There's people making good livings. There is a plethora of people on this planet right now collecting checks from Tony Khan to do zero, to do fuck and all. I give the man credit. I wish I was friends with him. I wish I knew him. I would love some more money. I'd love a contract. I'd shut up. I'd show up every week and tell you guys how great Dynamite is for the right check. But at the end of the day, that is the good stuff. Nobody can take that away from Tony. He brought competition back. He made it exciting. The reason why the internet is blown up every single day, going back and forth about what shows better, which wrestlers are better, is only because of Tony Khan. Because nobody gave a fuck about TNA. Nobody gave a fuck about MLW. Nobody was talking about GCW. And a lot of the things that happened, as here comes MJF. But like Triller blowing up, all the indie wrestling we watch and cover, that's all a byproduct of AEW making the indies kind of cool. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, AEW kind of rose from the indies. And as I said earlier, he decimated Ring of Honor. He decimated New Japan to build his company. People act like WWE is the only people that ever did that. But we have to give the man his flowers for what he did do. Now that we got over that, Can you just make the shows better? Can we have better shows? Can we have more exciting shit? Get ready to be pissed off. We get the MJF music, no MJF. Tony's up. We have a message for Hangman from Shivani. Who do you think is ready? Why? Listen, I don't blame MVP. Can anybody tell me who has, you brought in Hurt Syndicate. They're going to change the game. What have they done? Who have they, would they beat? Jet Ski? How many other title defenses have they had that I can remember? It has been so bullshit. That is where people talk about, oh, I hope Tony signs this guy or signs that guy or signs this guy. For what? To do nothing? And the Hurt Syndicate are underachieving. Triple H dropped the ball. They were going to be shooting. Where are they now? They're worse off. They're doing the same shit they were doing in WWE in front of less people. Facts. So now they got Mark Briscoe hostage. Yeah, I don't care for this shit. Punk first, Omega should have been the match. The Bucks are documented channel changers. The ratings dropped. Yeah, because the Bucks are another example of grown-ass men that act like children. And I get it. The young marks out there love them like, oh, they're so cool. They are middle-aged men acting like children. So MJF's got 3 demands as Ricochet and the Gates of Agony have helped him kidnap Mark Briscoe. To me, this is diluting the excitement for your main event, your main eventers. Mediocre Bucks. The Bucks are like the personification of the AEW mindset of, we said we were the best ever, so therefore we are, regardless of what everyone else says. So doesn't matter what the stats are. Doesn't matter that nobody gives a fuck about you. Doesn't matter that your shit sucks. We said we're the best, so we are. Fair enough. Yeah, we got him kidnapped, tied to a chair. MJF taking back his cash in. That is dumb. So Hangman, oh, he's going to set him on fire. There you go. So Max is getting his contract back. Did Vince Russo write this bullshit? Oh my God, Richard. Great minds. So MJF kidnaps Mark Briscoe and forces Paige to undo some shit. Also, Bucks didn't fill up domes in Japan. Stars did. They were the mid-card, undercard guys that just hung around. You ever know a group of cool guys and there's a couple losers that hang out with them? That was the Bucks. They were the bottom of the totem pole. They were lucky they had cool friends. And this is why AEW will never be mainstream. I think it just fell off, didn't it? Like, okay, MJF gets duped into giving up his contract, and then the next episode we got somebody tied to a chair and we're threatening to set him on fire, and we undo the other work that we just did. So we told a story and then walked it back. I don't love it. Boy, this is a 2-pack of booty juice. Know what sucks? It came off of a really, really good match. Then the match has a shitty ending. So where the booker steps in and starts adding his writing, that's where we lose it. The end of the match sucks. We get a triple threat. That's a bit meh. Then we go to Adam Page and then they do the MJF thing and meh. It's not that they're not trying to tell stories. They tell shit stories. Jersey Shore had better storylines. Fucking TLC has better storylines. Right? 90 Day Fiancé is more interesting. This pisses me off. I'm with you, Safit. I see why. Yeah, got you. Now, I mean, again, it's not to say you can't push the envelope or have things that are violent or whatever. We see shit like this all the time, but it's the believability of it. You're in the building. It doesn't work for me. Sounds like NWO in the later years. Close WWE movie maker. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But ladies and gentlemen, I will take a second to remind you as holy shit, tonight has gone fast. The show is almost over. Thank you. I respect Cowboy. Why are some Canadians insecure? Why are Americans very insecure? Let me ask that question. Every country has insecure people, Mr. Quake. I don't know what to tell you. That is an asinine question. And again, respectfully, what are we doing? What are we doing? It's such a dumb question. Happily Ever After is a crazy show. Jose, I got you, bro. Hashtag meh. It takes the fun, like building up two really good stars. I love MJF. I love Hangman Page. I think they are victims of shitty booking, shitty treatment. Page's last title run didn't hit the bell the way it should have. So you get two really good stars. Let them talk. We hear this all the time. This kind of go-to statement. We're the best wrestle and we have the best in-ring talent. Then put it in the ring and get there. Now they're trying to tell a story, but the storytelling lacks and the storytelling is flawed and the storytelling, it gets ridiculous. And what just happened there? It's too much. It's just, it takes me out of it. Now, for some kids out there, assuming, I don't want a blanket statement this, maybe some older folk, but to me, it feels very kiddie. And there's young fans out there that are like, that's so old. Can you believe it? But for the adults in the room, it's not good. Watch the Wrestle Kingdom's Bucks come out as Kenny's ring attendants. Yeah. They were just guys that hung around with cool guys. And they did some really cool shit and a lot of good tandem offense. But again, give me a good traditional tag team match where you legitimately tag in, tag out. You have a ref that matters. But we are back to the action. I didn't even get to do the pitch. I don't think I've done one all night. Maybe one. Where did they go? So Ricochet gets punched out. The gates of agony just show up. MJF ran away. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, we are here on Sunday, 11 a.m. We go live for a mega marathon. It's almost like the end of summer marathon as we bring you Heat Wave and Forbidden Door. We go live at 11 a.m. for Forbidden Door, and we're just staying. So we will watch a Forbidden Door. When it ends, we'll just keep talking. It's what we do. We have no problem really filling time, as you can tell by the last 2 hours of my life. And we will be here for Heat Wave as well. Don't forget, we got Raw next week, the go-home shows for France as we go to Clash, and the main event tonight. So let's go back. I get it. My commentary tonight's been as sporadic as this show. I'm going to put a poll up, and then we're going to run some things back. But we got all your favorite wrestling coming up. We watch more live wrestling than anybody else out there. We're working on bringing back some of the original content and getting a little more dialed in on bringing you that. We're talking about other potential original content. So stay tuned. We're working on more interviews, more excitement, more fun stuff as Persephone is in the building, as she is one of the competitors that will challenge for the TBS title at Forbidden Door. Does not feel very Forbidden Door-y, by the way. But let me put the poll up, and then we'll get back to my original point. But be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe, be a part of the shows, be a part of the family, be a part of all the fun. And again, we legitimately watch more wrestling than anybody else out there. Again, any show, love it or hate it, the wrestling might suck. We never do. And we'll break it all down for you. Myself, Anthony, Big Nick, love bringing these shows. And we will be back at it tomorrow for the preview show at 8 p.m. Did I say 8 p.m.? 8 p.m. tomorrow. We will be live for our Heat Wave and Forbidden Door preview show. We're going to walk through all the matches, and it shall be a lot of fun. All three of us. We got lots to talk about. I know there's going to be some yelling about Nigel. It's coming. It's coming. But we got lots to get into, lots to break down tomorrow. So do not miss that. And then again, all week long, every week, all major shows, all major pay-per-views, including putting the prediction title on the line. You can be our next prediction champion. Who am I missing? Alex and Tony. Ooh, it's warm. But all right, where are we going with this? Happily Ever After was crazy. Yeah, it's good times. I got that one. Anyway, Bozilla is in Stardom representative. Yes. It's so bad, it's good. Facts. Mercedes Athena. All right. So earlier tonight, we watched that 20-man fucking riot to start the show. And now we're main eventing the women, which this is great. Women are getting a main event spot. That's great. But what ends up happening to me is you're not putting your women in the best of positions. I think it would have been really cool to open the show with this women's match. Start the energy right, get a good match in, and then bleed into the rest of your show. End the show with the 20-man brawl. Is that fair? And Shirakawa's back. I haven't seen her in a minute. I know I forgot until just now. Let's go. I realize people are flawed. Yeah, all people are flawed. I don't think nationality matters, Mr. Quake. That's the fact of the matter. And I mean, I can only answer with bias. So again, we it is what it is, but all people are flawed, sir. What the fuck is this? I don't know what you're talking about. That you got to be more specific on that one. Mercedes and Athena teaming up is cool. Yeah, it makes sense. The heels going up against two baby faces. I'm okay with this. Who the fuck is Fook? Who the fuck is Persephone? It's CMLL's representation that will go after the TBS title. By the way, Mercedes Moné shall have her 9th title very soon, as she will go after the Rev Pro Championship. You think all these indie companies are fucking irritated? As we're getting Tony Storm. Why does Windsor say her name in her theme? Very deaf rebel. Because nobody knows who the fuck she is. Because the only reason why Alex Windsor is in a main event again is because of who she's sleeping with. Sorry. And it's not because she's a woman, because Mortos is doing it too, folks. The only reason why Mortos is in the main event tonight is he's been busy. He's fucking trying to figure out how to sue Black Taurus. But we are off and running. How about some content that takes a look back at old-time wrestling just for the shits and giggles? Klaatu, I love that idea. It's something like, so we like I have a book of shit that I care about when it comes to this, and that is one of the long-standing things that we always wanted to do here. So stay tuned. We're working on it. You know, again, it's a matter of minutes, but that is something that we would love to do more of. No Pop Windsor. It's because nobody knows who she is. And they didn't look. If you took the time to bring Windsor in, properly onboard her, and give her time to grow in front of the audience, then we'll cheer for her. But when you bring her in and you shove her into a main event spot because of her husband, yeah, it is what it is. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Can't stand Excalibur. Byron, he is fucking awful. Fucking awful. That's another job. I would happily take Excalibur's job just to show the AEW fans it could sound a little more exciting, a little more fun. And just because he knows the Japanese names for a bunch of these moves doesn't make it cool. The Lucha from Michigan. The inside of that mask must stink. Just stink like rotten spam and fucking gross. Gross is a smell. Y'all notice Mercedes has been trying to wear her hair like Naomi? Dude, I saw you getting in trouble for talking about people's hair. Knock it off. We got Bravette to end the show. Yeah. Kind of an all-star tag. I'm surprised they didn't call it that. Since we got Danielson there, why don't we get a sit-down interview with Brian and Nigel like good old JR used to interview Mankind or Goldust? It's a good question, Kenny. And they do try and do those things. The problem is JR's dealt with so many health issues, and he's been in and out. Now they've done it a couple times with Tony. I don't care for the sniffing. I don't fucking care for the sniffing stuff. I don't get it. I know guys out there right now are popping into a sock, but I don't get the whole sniffing and the motorboating the vag. And you heard me. I just report it. Can't stop, won't stop. Let's go, bro. I'm sorry, but I'm so sorry to this lady, Alex Windsor. I do not know who she is. And Lady B, that's exactly what the problem is. Because when you push somebody for the wrong reasons, you don't develop who they are. You have dozens of women. And I said this the other day when Alex Windsor became number one contender, or one of the number one contenders, I would have collectively, a bunch of the women that work for Tony Khan would have got up and walked out. Because imagine you went to your job every day for your fucking day in and day out, day in and day out, day out. You're always there. You're always there. You want, boss, give me more, give me more. And then they just bring in the person that's sleeping with somebody and they put that person ahead of you. And again, I beat this drum so hard for so long, but Deonna Purrazzo, Taya Valkyrie, fucking Thekla, Megan Bayne. Where's Megan Bayne? Wasn't she going to be a superstar? The fuck happened? Megan Bayne, Camille, Serena Deeb, Thunder Rosa. Shall I continue? All these women kicking around, but Ospreay's complaining about how much he has to travel. So Tony's like, yo, just bring your wife over here. You don't have to travel. And now we get to push the issue. Let's go. Wrestle Rants. I agreed. KJ, they way overdo the Tony. And I like the sexual innuendos. I like the double meanings. Like, fuck, we built this channel around pause. We love hitting the pause button, right? I don't mind it. I think when it's your women's champion, I think there has to be go mode for Tony. So when you get into a serious situation, I don't even know what the sexual side of her sniffing the lady is a compliment. Like, I don't get that. I love women. I don't just walk up to them and start fucking. It's kind of weird, right? But nonetheless, I don't get what they're trying to tell me with it. There's a disconnect. And if she is the representation of the best you have in your company, there has to be that serious button where she goes into go mode and the acting stops. Pre-match, post-match, go nuts. Persephone is fire. KJ light rant tonight. Hey, it's been Sprinkles. Been Sprinkles. I can't just rant for the sake of ranting, folks. You stop listening to me. But Tony gets up there, and that was a little sloppy. Slightly sloppy power bomb as we approach almost the top of the hour. What did Bernard say? Bump, 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 bump. I think people would freak out to see Crusher Blackwell, 5'10", 450 pounds, drop kick from a standing position. Oh, they fucking would. Would they ever? Yeah, they definitely would. I mean, come on now. Sir Mercedes is afraid of Tony. Yeah, but Tony's not fighting Mercedes is the ironic part, right? Like, she's interacting in a way that's not really focusing on the competitor. So yeah, apparently she's afraid of her. I'm predicting the women's blood and guts match this year. I could see it being a thing, and I'm concerned. Like, we are doing this 10-man steel cage match this weekend. Are we still doing blood and guts in a few weeks as we normally do in the fall? But right now, the most people are taking Monet and Athena, and I would agree with that. Please, no more ole, ole, ole chants. I hate that chant, Andre. I hate it. As a Leaf fan, that is a Montreal thing, and I hate it. These guys stream almost every day. LOL. Per snippety. I like that. These guys stream. We go live more than 300 days a year. Nobody can hang. And we've seen others come along and people run their mouth or people try and do what we do. And then I'm tired. You get those. I love those social media posts from the people that are on doing their side gig, their fun thing. Like, this is fun to do. And it's hard work. But then you get those social media posts. Hi, everybody. I usually don't do this, but I need to take a break. I need to step away. I need to take some time. It's just been too much. Fuck off. Get out of here. You either in or you're out. Figure it out. But again, live over 300 days a year, guys. KJ got that one. Okay, so let me slide back down. I was trying to find a comment from Bernard. I missed it. Persephone is the daughter of Demeter, the goddess of Agriculture. Is this real? She's married to Hades. What is this? Xena Warrior Princess? What the fuck we done? Tony Storm, absolutely. Mercedes losing at FD ain't happening. I say that because I don't believe that she's going to lose back to back. She took the L to Tony. She had to take the L to Tony, but she's not losing to her belt to Athena. She's going to go collect. She wants the goal here for Athena. For Mercedes is 10, right? Like she wants the 10. NXT reunion, Tony Storm wearing flannel. I love it. I'm not complaining. I'm trying to be a gentleman about it, but I'm not complaining. So Mercedes is afraid of Tony. Facts. Jamie Hayter should be in Alex Windsor's spot. Jamie Hayter. What happened to Jamie Hayter? And this is where I get mad at the sickos because they'll tell, oh, the women's wrestling so good. One match a week, guys. One match is all the ladies get. And 9 times out of 10, the ladies aren't in a good spot. Often, Tony will throw the women after a brawl. He'll throw the women after a fucking lights out fucking anarchy in the arena match. He does the women dirty all the time. Probably because he's never touched one, but that's a different story altogether. That shit kills morale. Facts. That cameraman, stop it. Behave. Did AEW need to combine these two women's stories? It felt like an excuse to continue to throw both women feuds into one big angle for Dynamite instead of doing 2 women's matches. Yeah, you're right about it all. Plus, I also think that pairing Alex Windsor up with Tony helps get Windsor over without getting Windsor over. Facts. I don't know what he said. I couldn't find it. Repeat it. KJ, light rant. Yep. I had my moments tonight, but I'm not that. Tonight's actually going to get a better rating than NXT last night. I'll tell you straight up. Spoiler alert, folks. I enjoyed Dynamite tonight more than I enjoyed NXT last night. But doesn't mean it's not flawed. Pre-overrun commercial. It drives me batshit crazy. The 10 p.m. commercial makes me want to turn the TV off. I like Tony. She has done great, but I thought she was being a baby when she left WWE in the middle of a feud with the biggest women's star on the planet. But I think if memory serves me correct, they ended up releasing her. She didn't exactly leave. Now I could be. Oh no, didn't she? Yeah, she went home. That's right, Bernard. I don't know. I can't really. All I can say is Tony is extremely talented. And whether it's in AEW, WWE, or anywhere, Tony Storm should be booked well. Another, to me, example of Vince McMahon kind of getting things wrong. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to kind of backstabber into the roll up. The crowd's quiet. Like, this is one of the quietest the crowd has been all night. We're at the end of the show. And again, this match should have opened the show, not closed it. Let's fucking go. Ole, 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 ole. It just gives me fucking PTSD. That power bomb looked painful, looked short. Somebody blonde with asthma just made the entire video like that. I'm just saying, MDB. You see it a lot. I know one content creator out there who's retired 5.5 times. He's like the Leo Rush of fucking content creation. I'm just gonna step away, like fuck off. Either do it or don't do it. Persephone is the reason we got winter. Man, just breaking down all of this shit. The champion Mercedes and Athena are in control. Yes, they are. So, is it easy to sign up for a VPN? 316. Go to our Discord. That's all. Just go to our Discord. Check it out. There's some helpful information there. Athena, Persephone. Where's Medusa? And Aphrodite. And Cleopatra and Joan of Arc. If anybody gets what I just did there, you're my friend. Hashtag Hades. A lot of women in Guantanamo Bay. Guantanamo Bay. Let's get it correct. Hater is a Punk fan, so she's locked away at the bottom. And again, maybe that's true, but where's the rest of the women's division? Where's Willow? Willow's doing fucking all. Where's Statlander not doing much? And Alex Windsor just walks in the door. She or she's in the main event with 3 of the biggest names in your company, women-wise. Tony Storm, Tony's down. And this match is actually hurting this show as far as my rating goes. Will Ospreay gets to start the show and his wife gets to main event the show. Well, let me ask you this. How many main events did Mortos get prior to announcing he was hooking up with Mercedes Moné? And there you go. Again, I know the sickos don't like facts, but there are the facts. Like Statlander, Moné could disappear tomorrow, and I think quite a few people wouldn't care whatsoever. I wouldn't even notice. I think there's so much better out there than Sasha Banks. Windsor pops up, grabs, Russian leg sweep, clothesline. The sad part to me is Alex Windsor might be a good wrestler. She might be quality. But what you did, you fucked it up, and you made us focus on the fact that she just walked through the fucking front door like she owned the place. And if she wasn't fucking Alex Ospreay, we wouldn't be fucking seeing her in this spot. The hot tags are lukewarm at best. They suck. Because you really got to sell it. You got to build it. You got to have those almost tags. Almost tag. Almost tag. Finally got it. Mega got it. There you go. She's so hot. Where's Taya? I love Taya Valkyrie. I don't know where she is. Sometimes I like pomp and circumstance with my wrestling. Me too. Yes, that's the interesting stuff. I love the beautiful women on AEW. We all do. Why would he have chance in AEW? Who? What? AEW has enough women they could do their own version of Evolution. Yes. But none of the women are booked. And a lot of times when they book the women, the fans go quiet. The fans have been pretty quiet for this. I mean, the bad example is she hits a Samoan drop. Winzal is a good wrestler with no character. Again, generic wrestler number 5. Generic, like that's Tony's favorite, right? The Danny Garcias, like it's just, oh, you're good, but we know that's not good enough in this business. A lot of people out there, did she just tap out? Oh, she's not the legal woman. It's Tony Storm, I think, is. Oh, that was filthy. That was filthy. Athena. This woman has been buried for 2 years in Ring of Honor. And my God, the fact that she's not the champion, like the TBS champion, and Mercedes is the nobody, blows my mind. That was a crazy spot. Tony goes down. She looks like she's in a lot of discomfort. And Athena hits like the over-the-top cutter. It wasn't even your usual, her usual finish coming from the top. She did it overhead. Ref, she tapped out. Not the legal person. Mina versus Athena. Ring of Honors. That's why I believe that Athena is going to lose and go back down. I mean, again, she could do it with both, but you're not going to send the TBS champion to lose to Mina. So Athena deserves better. I like what just happened. Mercedes is arguing with Persephone. Athena is making fun of Tony. Tony's holding her neck like it's hurt, what she should. Tony Khan expects us to watch Ring of Honor and Collision. Listen, I saw fucking morons on social media talking about all the good that Tony's been for fucking Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor is a shell of what it used to be. Nobody talks about it. Nobody cares about it. They don't even really hype up the pay-per-views. Tony Khan gutted Ring of Honor. Tony Khan murdered Ring of Honor and then bought it. But that's it. That's the show. We're done. And again, back in 2022, they had the biggest card ever. Yeah, because he bought it and we thought it was going to be good, so we all tuned in. I bought the fucking Ring of Honor club. Like, what the fuck are we doing? But morons are literally Googling And the whole list of in 2022 and 2022 and 2022. But apparently that's a valid argument in 2025. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is Dynamite. That is the show. How do you feel about it? What did you like? What didn't you like? What was good? What was bad? What was in between? Tell me. I'm curious. But tonight was good. I liked Dynamite more than I liked NXT. Straight out of the gate. They tempered me. I wasn't able to rant away. Athena Elite Wrestling, let's go. I think of Athena, I don't know what her contract status is. Now, I know she's been in Ring of Honor / AEW for quite a while. That is a lady that if became a free agent, I would do everything in my ability to get her under my brand, whatever that is. And I think Tony underutilizes her. Good night, Klaatu. Thank you for being here, sir. AEW is great tonight, 10 out of 10. All right, Jordan. Perfect might be a stretch, but I'll let you have it. Paragon versus Young Bucks on Collision. Why and who cares? That is fucking terrible. Yes, she goes mega. Athena's so good. Yeah, usually she does the Eclipse kind of coming off, but the way she came up over Alex tonight, I thought that was so good. It was like a kind of a reverse blockbuster the way she set it up. 7 out of 10. Cope moment. I like it. 7 out of 10. Great tag match. Bad ending. Luchasaurus return. Solid main event. But the Hangman segment made no sense. The opener was chaotic, but bad. I agree with everything you said, Richard. I'm even going to agree with 7 out of 10, which is higher than I gave NXT. I thought this was the best Dynamite we've had since All In, which is good because it's right before your next pay-per-view, so good job on them for that. I think they realized they kind of fucked up how they booked Adam Page and MJF, and they came up with a shitty way to correct it. That's what that was tonight. The opening of the show should have been the ending. Why wouldn't you go off? Like, the show just ended, and you had all the women kind of standing around and like, we'll see you on Sunday. Why wouldn't you have that 20-person fucking melee to go off the air? Why wouldn't you end the show? Like, why wouldn't you have Excalibur or Tony at the end of the show going like, oh my God, this is chaos. Don't miss Sunday. And just end the show mid fucking more. Right? Billy Starks actually annoys me with her presence. 6 out of 10, 6.5, 7.8, 6.5, 5.75. Ring of Honor is bad. Good champs, very bad TV product. AEW needs to make Dynamite 3 hours. And no, Wesley. No. Don't wish that on me. Don't you dare, Wesley. Take that back. AEW can't be 3 hours. Tony can't book 2 hours. You can't tell him to book more. If you're fucking up 2 hours, a third hour is going to be bad. And we watched other companies that are better at booking book 3 hours, and it sucks. Do not go 3 hours. I just think you have to put your young, unaccomplished, or up and coming talent in Ring of Honor, and you got to filter it out, and you got to put the right people in the right places. If the fans want to, like, if Athena's earned it, Athena needs to be booked. If the fans want Jamie Hayter, let's get Jamie Hayter in there. If the fans get excited about Outrunners, book them. Stop booking your friends and family members. 5 out of 10. Wow, Bash ain't feeling it. Russell God, use those hashtags everywhere. Jason, 5.7, 5.4. Athena needs to stay in AEW or the Indies. Her draw is her in-ring ability, not her character or her promos. But no, the cool thing is, because she's so kind of, we talked about it earlier, when you create scarcity, you create excitement. 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 6.5. A lot of people went lower than me. Ember Moon going back to WWE. I think that would be a good shout. I think she'd be a star. 7.8 out of 10 says Josh. I would watch Ring of Honor, but not for $9.99. I got the, I'm an Honor Club member. But the Ring of Honor shows aren't good. They're taped. They're sloppy. They feel like they feel like a shell of what Ring of Honor used to be. And AEW Dynamite feels like it's trying to be old Ring of Honor, and neither are quite it. Love it. 7 out of 10, 6.5. Appreciate you. 5 out of 10. KJ is the best. And Big Nick. Shut up, Big Nick. I must say to Alex Winder, thank you for saying that. Hangman MJF segment didn't make sense. No, it's stupid. Forbidden Doors this Sunday in London. Yes, we will be here live at 11 a.m. Do not miss out. We are looking forward to that. I didn't even read off the poll again. Oh, I did. Hey, good for me. All right. I did something. It's a crazy night. 3 hours of AEW would be the death sentence for AEW. Oh, I would kill it. And I still think I would leave at 10 o'clock. I hate that MJF angle because it makes the FD match with Hangman so predictable. It does. And in addition to that, just build it. Like, you don't need all the extra stuff. You can use it. But it's just like I said with Tony Storm earlier. This is your main event champions, your big deals, your top people. They need to be a little more serious about the shit they do. You can get away with mid-card talent being a little bit slapsticky or funny or a little outlandish. But I think when you get too far with your main event, I want to take that main event match, which should be a really good match between Hangman and MJF. But I feel like this was a quick, like, oh, fuck, we didn't do a very good job. All right, next week we're just going to do this to undo what we did. Felt like it was a correction to bad writing. What happened to Nyla Rose? That doesn't really matter. 6 out of 10. And I don't know the answer. AW would die if they went to 3 hours. I agree. I would die if it went to 3 hours. 7.8, 7 out of 10. Leave us a comment on the video. MDB's right, folks. Comment on all of our videos. We appreciate it. We answer. We talk back. So make sure, leave comments. Let us know what you want to see, what you don't want to see. All the other stuff. What you like, what you didn't like. If I missed your comment, let me know. 6.5. I quite like old Ring of Honor. I love old Ring of Honor. The best part about paying for the Honor Club is the library. You go back and watch all the old classic Ring of Honors. Kevin Steen, young Tommaso Ciampa, Jim Cornette's in there at one point. Young Sammy, Adam Cole, the names and the list goes on and on and on. Like, anybody that we cheer for now, 9 out of 10 of them all did a stint in Ring of Honor. So, yeah, boring show, 5 out of 10. Wow, Denise is not liking it. Maybe I just enjoyed you guys a lot. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Ring of Honor when Punk. Yeah, absolutely. But that is the show. I thought it was an okay show. It was a better show than last week. It's the best show they've had since All Out. I thought the opening was good, but in the wrong spot. Chaos, a little clunky. The production stuff's got to get better, though. It was dark. It was like, should have ended the show. The main event wasn't bad. I thought FTR and Brodito killed it, and the booker shit on their face by literally making it a draw because we're going to play this whole I don't want to go under. So how do we protect Hurt Syndicate? How do we protect everybody? How do we have everybody happy-go-lucky and nobody's feelings get hurt? Grow the fuck up, people. Do your jobs. But beyond that, I think it was a good show. I thought it was decent. I was highly entertained for chunks of it. The MJF stuff sucks. I wish they didn't do it. I'm excited for that match. Shout out to Glasgow. Shout out to Scotland. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the show. Like I said, go get your merch. Go be a member of the WFU. Use the hashtag everywhere you go. And make sure you come back. We are back here tomorrow, 8 p.m. preview show for Heatwave and Forbidden Door. Friday, of course, we're going live at 2:30. Don't forget that. We will be here early. And then Sunday, 11 a.m., we got all your wrestling. We watch more live wrestling than anybody else out there. We do it better. So be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe, and let the whole world know about the Wrestling for Life Network. But on behalf of Big Nick, on behalf of Ringsider Anthony, I am KJ White. Have a good night. See you on the flip side.